Hello and welcome to another episode of The Demon's Den, your stop for horror history stories and creepy curiosities. I'm your host Hex, and Shade is also in the room.
Greetings, fellow listeners.
In this episode we will discuss perhaps the most horrifying animal that exists today. More horrifying than a shark, deadlier than a snake, more territorial than a lion, and claws that are comparable to a modern-day velociraptor. The animal I speak of is none other than the bird. Now, I know it doesn't seem like the pigeon who just plastered your windshield with Oreo yogurt could end your life, but there are other birds that aren't only bigger and scarier than you've imagined, but they also have enough power to take down an adult and even carry off a child. Yeah, that whole stork bringing you a baby may have been an urban legend, but it is a fact that they are strong enough to carry them. So grab your binoculars and your journal, because we are going bird watching. Let's go ahead and start with some facts. Now, all birds are territorial. They will defend their nest, especially if their babies are in there. Now, what they'll do is that they'll dive bomb you with that sharp beak, and they'll use their talons to rip at your flesh, and they'll keep going till you either die or run very fast and very far away.
Speaking of attack, that's something that all birds do, with the exception of, flightless avians. Not so bad when it's a sparrow, but imagine a bald eagle which weighs an average of 12 pounds, speeding down towards you at an upwards of 100 miles an hour. Yes, a bald eagle can dive anywhere from 75 to 100 miles an hour. That is what we call an instant game over.
Not all birds have to dive bomb you in order to hurt you or even kill you. Some bird species have been discovered to be toxic, like the hooded patui found in Papua New Guinea. The toxin is known as batrachotoxin, and it causes paralysis and death. And these are smaller birds too, but the next ones I'm going to talk about are probably taller than you. Probably the closest animals we have to a raptor, before scientists inevitably create a Jurassic theme park, are the emu, the ostrich, and the cassowary, coming in at an average of 75 pounds for the emu with a height of 6 feet. It's a baby when compared to the ostrich, which is anywhere from 250 to 300 pounds, with a height of 9.1 feet, but almost the same as the cassowary, coming in at 6 feet, weighing about 130 pounds, on average. When it comes to emus and ostriches, these flightless avians can reach speeds between 31 and 43 miles per hour, will attack when they feel anywhere close to threatened, and are strong enough to tear metal fences apart. Now, you see, the emu clocks out at tearing metal fences apart. The ostrich, on the other hand, is a whole different strength spectrum. Alright, so ostriches can kick with an average of 2,000 psi. An average human can punch anywhere from 120 to 150 psi. So it's like getting punched by someone 14 times stronger than the average dude, which is ouchie.
Oh, but when it comes to the cassowary, it is much more dangerous to any human than an ostrich or an emu. A cassowary may not be that strong, but its talons are a staggering 5 inches in length, and their kicks will tear through you and break your bones at the same time. Out of these 3 dinosaurs, the cassowary has to be the most dangerous to humans. While emus and ostriches do attack people, it is a very rare occurrence. But when it comes to a cassowary, it attacks over 200 people per year, on average. In fact, I have a story to tell. Back in 2019, this man in Florida was breeding cassowaries. And it seemed that he would fall down in a cage. Well, that's all it took. All he did was fall, and this feathered beast bounced on his body and tore into him. Needless to say, he won't be falling over anymore. Oh my, yes. Now, while some birds may be huge and intimidating and strike fear into the hearts of even the most fearless men, they aren't deadly, but they can still be dangerous. Just like this next one here.
You know how ghosts are scary as hell, but you're not 100% sure if they can, hurt you or not? That's just like the shoebill stork. These sinister-looking avians can grow to be a standing height of 5 feet, with a wingspan of 7.5 feet. Its scientific name is Balanceps rex, so you may in fact call this bird a B-rex. While most birds stick to bugs or even small lizards, the shoebill stork instead has a diet of large lizards, small rodents, baby crocodiles, lungfish, and even other shoebill storks. You see, when a shoebill stork lays an egg, it lays 2 eggs, and the eggs usually hatch within 5 days of each other. This gives the older of the two time to develop and grow its hunger. When the other egg finally hatches, the older sibling will usually devour their brother or sister. To these birds, sibylcide is not only common, but expected. As if eating your sibling wasn't already bad enough, these birds have a, disgusting way to cool off when it's too hot outside. Even though these birds live in a moist region and hunt in water, they still apparently need a way to cool off. And their answer to the sweltering heat is to completely haul off and shit all over their legs. Which is so bizarre. I mean, whoever thought, damn, I'm hot. Better shit my britches and have a popsicle. Besides its towering height and its, very bad smelling legs, the shoebill stork also has a very interesting call. When it clicks its beak, it sounds exactly like a machine gun being fired. If you're a small animal in East Central Africa, then this towering, poop-smelling cannibal is your worst nightmare. But if you're a human, you're all good. These birds are docile towards humans and even gentle, often forming bonds with them. That doesn't mean they aren't dangerous though. With that razor-sharp bill, they'd be able to slice into your throat without any effort. You know how they say never to judge a book by its cover? Well, that couldn't reign more true with the duck and the goose. Oh sure, they look like goofy little poofballs slapping their feet around and honking at children, but they are some of the coldest birds in the avian kingdom. First off, male ducks are absolute nightmare fuel. To start, they aren't only notoriously aggressive, they are extremely sexually aggressive as well, often forcing themselves on lady ducks. This happens so much that the female ducks had to evolve their lady duck parts to not be assaulted by male ducks. They had to evolve to not be assaulted as much. Oh. Hey, Shade, you wanna finish up ducks for me?
Oh, I would be delighted. Continuing on, male ducks are so sexually aggressive that they even have killed their own mates before copulation, and even partook in necrophilia afterwards. This horrifying act isn't just limited to lady ducks being the victim. In fact, MC Molliker, an avian scientist, documented a case of homosexual necrophilia in the duck kingdom. Would you like to know what happens after Mr. Duck gets laid? Well, his pecker falls off and grows back the next mating season. Oh, I'm not joking either. This sick act is real. After mating season, When the ducklings arrive, you better make sure they're guarded well, because Daddy Duck just sees some easy snacks slapping on by. That's right, shoebill storks aren't the only one who eat their own kind. In fact, cannibalism is actually quite common in the avian kingdom. Remember when Hex mentioned the hooded patooey of Papua New Guinea being toxic? Well, ducks have toxic poop. Sure, I mean you think all poop is toxic, but duck poop contains avian influenza and other viruses that are dangerous to humans. The poop isn't the only thing humans should be worrying about. Ducks often attack when encountered in the wild and will bite and pick at sensitive areas. Geese are more infamous for this. It brings true notion too. If you hear the honk, you get the bonk.
Lastly, we have the scariest bird on this list to me, because it's like an eagle went through an intense training montage followed by a rigorous diet of protein and HGH. That bird would be the harpy eagle. Out of all the birds of prey, this one is the largest of all the eagle species in existence. It could weigh anywhere from 10 to 20 pounds, and stands at a height of 3 feet. It can reach speeds of 50 miles an hour. Its bite force is several hundred pounds, and its talons are about 5 inches in length. That's how big a bear's claws are. Their prey consists of monkeys, sloths, other large birds, and even some domestic animals. Some stories have even been told about these large eagles picking up and taking away children. What makes this even scarier is the fact that these birds are named after the mythological creature known as the harpy. That was an animal that is half bird and half woman. These mythological creatures were embodiments of destructive nature and often attacked and kidnapped humans for their food or as their food. This species of eagle isn't afraid of humans, but it certainly will not let you just reach out and pet it. If you did, I'm almost certain you'd be rushed to the hospital with deep lacerations and pecked out eyes. Thank you for watching another episode of The Demon's Den. Come back next time for more spookums and curiosities. Until next time, stay safe, lock your doors, and remember, a group of crows is actually called a murder.